Ladies and gentlemen, today I invite you to explore the life and wisdom of Shi Heng Yi, a modern-day Shaolin master who bridges the ancient teachings of the East with the challenges of the modern world. Born and trained within the Shaolin temple tradition, Shi Heng Yi has dedicated his life to sharing not only the physical discipline of martial arts, but the deep philosophical and spiritual essence that lies within it. Shi Heng Yi's lineage and background form the foundation of his authority and depth as a modern Shaolin master. He belongs to a long line of disciples who have inherited and preserved the ancient teachings of the Shaolin temple, a place that has symbolized discipline, enlightenment, and physical mastery for more than 1,500 years. His journey into the Shaolin path began at a young age, driven by a deep curiosity about the connection between physical strength and inner peace. Over the years, his commitment to training and meditation transformed him into a living example of what Shaolin philosophy stands for: balance between body, mind, and spirit. His dedication reflects the centuries-old heritage of monks who devoted their lives to discovering the harmony between movement and mindfulness. As the headmaster of Shaolin Temple Europe, located in Germany, Shi Heng Yi has become one of the most influential figures in spreading the teachings of Shaolin philosophy to the modern world. The temple serves as a sanctuary where students from all over the globe come to learn not only martial arts, but also the deeper values of patience, humility, and awareness. Under his leadership, the temple has evolved into a bridge between ancient Eastern wisdom and the fast-paced lifestyle of Western society. He has structured the training programs in a way that they do not only test physical endurance, but also nurture the mind, pushing students to look beyond the external form of combat and to understand its internal essence. Shi Heng Yi's Shaolin background is not just about fighting techniques. It represents a spiritual journey toward self-realization. His training is rooted in the understanding that true mastery is not measured by physical dominance, but by the ability to remain calm, focused, and compassionate in every situation. His approach integrates martial arts, meditation, and philosophy to guide individuals toward discovering their own inner potential. This unique blend allows his students to experience transformation from within, teaching them that the real strength of Shaolin lies not in power over others, but in mastery over oneself. Through years of discipline, teaching, and contemplation, Shi Heng Yi has preserved the authenticity of Shaolin wisdom while adapting it to contemporary life. His background reflects both tradition and innovation, blending the ancient practices of Chinese monastic life with the needs of modern humanity. By doing so, he ensures that the Shaolin heritage remains alive, relevant, and accessible to everyone seeking meaning, purpose, and peace. His life stands as a testament to the fact that the essence of Shaolin is not confined to the walls of a temple, but can thrive anywhere there is dedication, awareness, and a sincere desire for growth. Shi Heng Yi's teachings extend far beyond the limits of martial arts. They represent a complete system of physical, mental, and spiritual cultivation. To him, martial arts are not simply techniques of defense or attack, but a language through which the body expresses awareness and harmony. Each movement, each breath, and each posture carries deep meaning, connecting the practitioner to the present moment. Through years of dedicated practice, Shi Heng Yi discovered that physical training serves as a gateway to understanding the mind. The repetitive discipline of forms, balance, and coordination builds not only muscles, but also focus, patience, and emotional control. In this way, martial arts become a meditation in motion, a practice that unites the inner and outer worlds into one continuous flow. At the core of his philosophy lies the belief that mindfulness and awareness are inseparable from physical discipline. When students train under Shi Heng Yi, they are not taught to fight others, but to recognize the conflicts within themselves: impatience, fear, doubt, and distraction. Each punch, kick, or stance becomes an exercise in self-observation, a reminder that control of the body is impossible without control of the mind. Through this process, the practitioner begins to understand that true mastery is not about domination, but about balance. The physical routines serve as anchors for mental clarity, guiding individuals to a state of calm presence where the body moves effortlessly because the mind is free from tension. Shi Heng Yi's approach to teaching teaching integrates both ancient Shaolin wisdom and modern psychological understanding. He emphasizes the importance of self-awareness as the foundation of all growth, teaching that physical and spiritual development must progress together. A person who is strong in body but weak in mind cannot find true peace, just as one who is spiritually aware but physically undisciplined cannot fully embody harmony. By combining rigorous physical practice with meditative exercises, breathing techniques, and moments of stillness, he helps his students awaken to the unity of all aspects of being. This integration creates resilience, not only in combat but in everyday life, where the mind remains centered despite external chaos. Through his lessons, Shi Heng Yi has transformed the concept of martial arts from a system of physical training into a philosophy of living. He reminds his students that discipline in movement cultivates discipline in thought, and that awareness on the training floor extends into all areas of life. His way of teaching encourages individuals to carry mindfulness into every action. Walking, eating, speaking, or even resting. The physical and spiritual aspects of training become reflections of one another, each deepening the understanding of the other. Over time, this harmony leads to a profound realization. The strength of the body and the stillness of the mind are not separate achievements, but two sides of the same journey toward wholeness. Shi Heng Yi's philosophy of self-mastery stands as the central pillar of his teachings, guiding individuals toward the realization that true power lies within the self. He often emphasizes that the greatest battle a person can fight is not against others, but against their own inner limitations, their fears, doubts, and insecurities. Through his words and demonstrations, he reveals that mastery over the mind is far more difficult and valuable than physical strength. Self-mastery requires patience, awareness, and the courage to confront one's weaknesses honestly. Shi Heng Yi teaches that every moment of struggle is an invitation to look inward, to observe the impulses that control us, and to learn how to transform them into clarity and discipline. This process is not about suppressing emotions or desires, but about understanding and guiding them toward harmony. In his teachings, self-mastery begins with awareness. Shi Heng Yi encourages his students to observe their reactions in daily life, how they respond to pressure, disappointment, or success. He explains that most people live unconsciously, moved by external forces or fleeting emotions. The path to mastery, however, requires a shift from reaction to reflection. By becoming aware of one's thoughts and emotions without judgment, an individual gains control over their inner world. This awareness creates the foundation for transformation, where confusion turns into wisdom and weakness evolves into strength. In the Shaolin tradition, this awareness is cultivated through meditation, movement, and silence, practices that train both the body and the mind to work in unison. Another important aspect of Shi Heng Yi's philosophy is the understanding that self-mastery is not a destination, but a continuous journey. He reminds his followers that discipline is not built overnight. It grows through consistent practice and the willingness to face failure without giving up. Each day presents new challenges that test one's patience, resilience, and determination. Instead of resisting these challenges, Shi Heng Yi encourages individuals to welcome them as opportunities for growth. Through this mindset, every obstacle becomes a teacher and every hardship becomes a step closer to inner freedom. In this way, self-mastery transforms from an abstract ideal into a lived experience shaped by perseverance and self-reflection. Shi Heng Yi's concept of self-mastery also extends into the realm of compassion and humility. To master oneself does not mean to dominate others, but to develop understanding and empathy toward them. He teaches that true strength is quiet, grounded, and free from the need for recognition. Those who have attained self-mastery radiate calmness and confidence because they are no longer ruled by ego or fear. This inner stability allows them to face life's uncertainty with grace and to act with integrity in every situation. For Shi Heng Yi, the journey of self-mastery is not about perfection, but about presence, the ability to live fully in the moment, aware, balanced, and at peace with oneself. Shi Heng Yi's perspective on life as a journey of growth reflects the profound depth of his Shaolin philosophy. He believes that every person is constantly evolving, shaped by the experiences, challenges, and choices they encounter along the way. In his teachings, life is not a straight path to success or enlightenment, but a continuous cycle of learning, unlearning, and transformation. Each moment offers an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more self-aware. He reminds his students that growth rarely comes from comfort. It emerges from the willingness to face adversity with courage and openness. This mindset transforms the way individuals perceive struggle, shifting it from something to avoid into something that fuels personal evolution. According to Shi Heng Yi, challenges are not punishments but essential tools for inner development. He often says that difficulties in life act as mirrors reflecting the areas within us that still require attention and refinement. When people experience pain, loss, or failure, they are given the chance to understand themselves more deeply. Through such experiences, one learns patience, resilience, and humility, qualities that cannot be developed in ease or pleasure. By embracing discomfort rather than resisting it, individuals discover the strength hidden within their suffering. Shi Heng Yi teaches that the real lesson lies not in escaping pain, but in transforming it into wisdom, allowing it to become a guide rather than a burden. In his philosophy, personal growth is inseparable from awareness. Shi Heng Yi encourages his followers to pay attention to the subtle lessons life presents each day. Every encounter, setback, or success holds a message for those who are willing to listen. He urges individuals to approach life with curiosity rather than judgment, seeing each event as part of a greater process of becoming. Growth, in his view, is not measured by external achievements, but by how much clarity and understanding one gains along the way. When people learn to see challenges as opportunities, their perspective changes. Instead of being victims of circumstances, they become active participants in their own transformation. This shift in awareness allows them to live with purpose and inner strength even in times of uncertainty. Shi Heng Yi also emphasizes that growth is a lifelong journey that requires continuous effort and self-reflection. No matter how much wisdom or experience one gains, there will always be new lessons to learn. He often compares life to a flowing river, constantly moving, changing, and reshaping its course. To resist this flow is to stagnate. To move with it is to evolve. He teaches that embracing this natural process of change leads to freedom, while resisting it leads to suffering. Through this understanding, individuals learn to accept life as it is, imperfect, unpredictable, and beautiful in its unfolding. By viewing growth as an ongoing path rather than a final goal, Shi Heng Yi inspires his students to live with openness, adaptability, and gratitude for every experience that shapes their journey. Shi Heng Yi's teachings about balance between mind and body form one of the most vital aspects of his Shaolin philosophy. He believes that harmony between the two is the essence of human strength and the foundation of true well-being. In his view, the body and mind are not separate entities, but two dimensions of the same existence, constantly influencing one another. When the body is strong but the mind is restless, imbalance arises. Likewise, when the mind is calm but the body is weak, energy cannot flow freely. Through his guidance, Shi Heng Yi encourages people to see their physical and mental states as reflections of each other. He teaches that physical training disciplines the mind, while mental stillness refines the body, together creating a state of inner unity where both can operate in perfect synchronization. At the Shaolin Temple of Europe, Shi Heng Yi integrates this philosophy into every aspect of training. Physical exercises, martial arts forms, and meditation sessions are designed to cultivate awareness and control simultaneously. Every movement, from the simplest stance to the most complex sequence, is practiced with conscious attention to breath, posture, and intention. This mindfulness transforms ordinary motion into a meditative act, allowing practitioners to connect deeply with their inner selves. He emphasizes that when the mind focuses on the present moment, the body naturally becomes more precise, efficient, and graceful. This approach not only enhances physical ability, but also develops mental resilience, as students learn to channel their energy rather than waste it on distractions or emotion. Over time, the discipline of uniting mind and body becomes a powerful tool for navigating life's challenges with clarity and composure. Shi Heng Yi also teaches that balance cannot be achieved through physical or mental strength alone. It requires emotional stability and self-awareness. In his philosophy, emotions are natural forces, not enemies to suppress, but energies to understand and direct wisely. By observing their emotions during training, students learn to recognize how their inner state affects their movements and reactions. A moment of anger may cause tension in the body, just as fear may weaken focus. Through consistent practice, one learns to harmonize emotional energy, turning it into a source of power rather than instability. This emotional balance extends beyond training, helping individuals remain calm in daily life, make wiser decisions, and approach others with empathy and patience. For Shi Heng Yi, such balance represents the highest form of intelligence, the ability to remain centered no matter what circumstances arise. Ultimately, the balance between mind and body leads to a deep sense of unity within oneself and with the world. When a person moves with awareness and thinks with calmness, their actions become effortless and meaningful. Shi Heng Yi explains that this harmony is what allows people to experience life in its fullest dimension, where thought, movement, and breath merge into one seamless expression of being. In this state, the boundaries between physical and spiritual dissolve, revealing the interconnected nature of all things. This understanding transforms daily routines into spiritual practices and challenges into moments of awakening. Through his teachings, Shi Heng Yi reminds us that true balance is not found in stillness alone, but in the dynamic equilibrium of strength and softness, effort and ease, movement and stillness, a dance between body and mind that leads to inner freedom. Shi Heng Yi's philosophy of teaching highlights that the ancient principles of Shaolin are not confined to temples or monks, but can be applied universally in modern life. He believes that the wisdom of Shaolin is not meant to remain hidden behind monastery walls. It is a living philosophy that anyone can embody, regardless of profession, background, or age. The essence of Shaolin is discipline, awareness, and self-mastery, qualities that can transform every aspect of a person's life when practiced consciously. Shi Heng Yi emphasizes that the same principles used to perfect martial arts movements can also be used to improve focus in work, strengthen relationships, and cultivate emotional balance. His mission is to help people realize that the path to self-improvement is not restricted to sacred grounds, but is accessible in every moment of daily existence. In his approach, Shi Heng Yi teaches that Shaolin principles such as patience, consistency, and humility are universal tools for navigating the challenges of life. These principles guide individuals toward self-discipline and inner peace, even amidst chaos and pressure. He often explains that one does not need to wear monk's robes or live in isolation to live according to Shaolin wisdom. Instead, it is about how one behaves, reacts, and maintains awareness in ordinary situations. Whether someone is facing a difficult decision at work, managing conflict in relationships, or dealing with personal loss, the teachings of Shaolin, staying calm, acting with integrity, and maintaining balance, can provide clarity and strength. By applying these principles, individuals can lead more centered and purposeful lives, cultivating resilience that extends far beyond the training hall. Shi Heng Yi's ability to adapt traditional Shaolin philosophy to the modern world has made his teachings deeply relevant to today's generation. In an era where stress, distraction, and disconnection dominate daily life, his lessons remind people of the importance of slowing down and reconnecting with themselves. He teaches that success in the modern world often comes at the cost of inner harmony, and the way to restore this balance is through awareness and disciplined living. The Shaolin principles of stillness in movement and mindfulness in action help individuals regain control over their thoughts and emotions, allowing them to move through life with purpose instead of haste. By translating these age-old teachings into contemporary language, Shi Heng Yi bridges the gap between ancient wisdom and modern need, showing that spirituality and practicality can coexist harmoniously. Through his universal approach, Shi Heng Yi has inspired countless individuals from different walks of life, business leaders, students, artists, and athletes, to apply Shaolin philosophy to their personal journeys. His teachings demonstrate that the way of Shaolin is not about renouncing the world, but engaging with it more consciously. It is about transforming daily routines into opportunities for self-cultivation, where every breath, word, and action becomes an act of awareness. The discipline learned through Shaolin practice enables people to find strength in patience, clarity in silence, and meaning in simplicity. In this way, Shi Heng Yi has redefined what it means to live as a modern practitioner of ancient wisdom. encouraging people to integrate the timeless principles of the Shaolin tradition into every step of their life's path. Shi Heng Yi's influence has reached far beyond the walls of Shaolin Temple Europe, touching the hearts and minds of millions of people across the globe. Through his calm demeanor, clear wisdom, and grounded presence, he has become a symbol of inner strength and clarity in a chaotic world. His teachings, shared through seminars, online lessons, and widely viewed talks, resonate with audiences from all backgrounds and cultures. People are drawn to his ability to simplify deep spiritual concepts and present them in a way that feels relevant to the challenges of modern life. Shi Heng Yi's global impact lies not in grand gestures or fame, but in his authenticity. He teaches from experience, from discipline, and from the quiet power of living his philosophy each day. This sincerity allows his message to transcend language, culture, and belief, creating a bridge between East and West, between the ancient and the modern. Through his famous TEDx talk, Self-Mastery, The Path to Inner Strength, Shi Heng Yi captured worldwide attention by sharing timeless lessons about personal growth, awareness, and resilience. His calm and deliberate manner of speaking invites reflection, urging listeners to look within rather than seek answers outside themselves. He explains that life's difficulties are not barriers, but opportunities to evolve, an idea that resonates deeply with people struggling to find meaning in an increasingly complex world. His words carry the wisdom of centuries, yet feel intimately connected to the struggles of today's generation. By combining traditional Shaolin teachings with practical insights about human nature, Shi Heng Yi offers a path that is both spiritual and realistic, empowering people to transform their pain into progress and their confusion into clarity. What makes Shi Heng Yi's message so universally inspiring is his ability to connect profound wisdom with simple, actionable principles. He does not speak of enlightenment as something distant or unattainable. Instead, he frames it as a daily practice of mindfulness, gratitude, and self-awareness. His teachings remind people that greatness is not found in dramatic achievements, but in the discipline of small, consistent action. This message appeals to people from all walks of life: students seeking focus, professionals seeking calm, and spiritual seekers yearning for peace. Shi Heng Yi's approach dismantles the idea that spirituality is separate from daily living. Instead, he shows that every moment, when approached with awareness, becomes a step toward enlightenment. His guidance transforms ordinary experiences into opportunities for inner discovery and balance. Because of his humility and clarity, Shi Heng Yi has become an inspiration for a generation searching for meaning beyond material success. His global audience sees in him not just a teacher, but a reminder that peace and strength can coexist within a single human being. He embodies what he teaches: discipline without arrogance, wisdom without complexity, strength without aggression. Through his work, he continues to guide people toward the realization that true happiness arises from harmony between thought, action, and purpose. His presence encourages others to slow down, to breathe, and to reconnect with their essence. Shi Heng Yi's legacy is not only in the teachings he imparts, but in the way he lives them. A living embodiment of the balance, mindfulness, and compassion he shares with the world. In the end, Shi Heng Yi stands as a beacon of wisdom in a world often clouded by noise and distraction. His teachings remind us that true mastery does not come from conquering others, but from understanding ourselves. Through his guidance, we learn that discipline, mindfulness, and compassion are not just virtues, they are essential tools for living a balanced and meaningful life. Shi Heng Yi's message transcends time and culture, offering a universal path toward peace, strength, and self-awareness. His journey continues to inspire millions to look within, to cultivate harmony between body and mind, and to walk the path of inner strength with humility, courage, and purpose.